Back, this is Rubbin'Minds. Before we went on the break, we were talking about the 2027 elections. Now let's go on a lighter note, but of course still serious. Let's head on to entertainment. I'm very honored to be joined by a woman whose name needs no introduction, yet whose story still deserves a deeper introspection. Ladies and gentlemen, I personally call her the legend herself, the one, the only Omotola Jalade Ekenyi. Welcome to the program.
Hi.
You know, I was very fascinated by the fact that every single time I see you, whether it's in a movie premiere or, you know, at Afrif, I think I'd seen you at Afrif at some point, you look the same, exactly the same. What's the secret? Is there some sort of place you go and renew your youth?
You know? I don't think so. I just relax.
You just relax?
I relax.
That is awesome. You have maintained relevance decades, you know, from the VCD era, not even VCD, from the cassette era to the VCD, you know, down to the streaming era.
That's true.
How have you been able to maintain such huge relevance over the years?
Oh, thank you, and thank you for having me here on Channels. I would say just reinventing yourself, constantly finding your foundation and staying rooted to it. And when you do, so every new move, you will not fall off. Just take your time, study what's going on, and then find yourself in it, and don't lose yourself. Be true to yourself. So I think I'm always true to myself. I don't go with trends. I don't do trends. I don't do things to please people. I'm very true to my core. Yeah, in the long run, people get to know you, and then whatever you represent will shine through eventually. I guess that's what I think has worked for me.
Amazing. You wear several hats. You know, you started off as an actor.
Right.
Now you're producing, and the entire truth, you've built a business around the film, around Nollywood. So,
right.
How have you been able to manage those different roles?
It's been amazing. It's been a long journey. You know, starting out. By the way, I'm celebrating my 30 years. 3 decades in entertainment, in Nollywood. So when we started back then in 1995, things were very rocky. If you remember, it was not an industry at the time. So we had to learn quickly, you know, and adapt, know exactly what was needed at the time, and then start to observe what's happening in bigger climes or more exposed climes. What do they do there? How do we better what we do here so we can, you know, live up to the international standards? So I think that's what I have done. And so throughout the years, I have tried to do different things. As you know, I'm an activist, I'm a UN ambassador. I've also released 2 albums, I'm a singer.
Yeah, of course.
I've danced on Celebrity Takes 2. I was on a wonderful festival recently, and so many things I'd even forgotten. They reminded me all the many firsts that I have been able to achieve in my career. Like, I was the first person to have a reality show, Omotola, The Real Me. I didn't know I was the first person to go to the Grammys as an artist in Nigeria, period, and walk the Grammys red carpet. You know, by God's grace, the Time 100, first to achieve that as well, first to become a voting member of the Academy. There's just been so many things that, you know, you don't really stop to remember.
Right.
But, you know, at my 30 years right now, then I'm collating these things and I'm like, wow. But what has kept me all this time doing all of these things is every time you achieve something, I don't sit down and go, yay. I go, thank God, and I go, what next? What next? So I just stay inspired. Okay,
so with all of these successes that you've achieved in the span of 30 years, that's a lot of years, and that's a lot of achievements. So congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
With all of the things you've achieved, if you were to talk to your younger self, what would you tell your younger self?
Keep going. You got this. Yeah.
Okay, are there certain decisions that you've made in the course of your career that if you had an opportunity to go over the career again, are there certain decisions that you wouldn't have taken?
No. I'll do everything just exactly the same. Well, maybe I would do more of my music. That's the only thing that sometimes I go, okay, I shouldn't have stopped. I should have just continued.
Oh, you should have continued the music.
Yes, because I started really strong.
Why did you stop?
I think I just got carried away by Nollywood. You know, Nollywood is very intense. And you have to remember that when I went back to my music career, we were banned, you know, from Nollywood. So I had time on my hands, okay? So I went and did my album, you know, it was amazing. I followed up with the second album. That's the one that got signed to Universal Studios in Hollywood. And that's when I got invited to the Grammys. It was great, like it was international standard. But then, you know, there's a lot of talk back home, oh, she's an actor, why she's singing. And I mean, it's not like that got to me.
Did that affect it? Because I know that also the social media space can be very toxic, you know. Some people would say there were lots of takes on your music. Some people said, oh, she should stick to acting, why is she going into music? Did all of that talk affect you stopping music?
No. No, talks never affect me, trust me, because I understand the game, and I understand that there are, you know, various voices and opinions. It's not a problem at all. I think for me it was just a scheduling thing. When you're young and you feel like you're in a cocoon and you feel like you're the king in that place, sometimes you don't see beyond that. You don't see, as much as I've always been global and I've always been internationally minded, even I was limited. I didn't see beyond Nollywood when it came to choosing these two careers. If I had understood it the way I understand it now, I would have gone away from Nollywood for a minute for that alone. I mean, now I do leave Nollywood whenever I want to, for other things, like for my real estate work and for my own mental state or whatever. But at the time, I hadn't mastered that. So I thought, yeah, just leave it all together and just go back. Because they wanted me to stay back in LA, in America, you know, to continue my musical career. And I was like, no. And so I just came back and continued my movies, and I just didn't have time again.
Okay, okay. Well, hopefully you have time in the nearest future.
I have to. I love it.
Amazing. Now let's talk about this, what I like to consider the very serious part of you. And not like other parts aren't serious, but your advocacy is something that a lot of people deeply admire. You are, I don't want to use the word where, you are a very strong voice when it comes to, you know, certain issues, as also issues affecting Nigerians and national issues. But it did seem at some point that it reduced. What transpired, especially in times where it looks like a lot of public figures do not speak out as much because of the current political terrain and what have you?
So I believe that I've been an activist all my life. I believe I'm a born activist because I've been told even when I was a child I was always very vocal and always fought for people. So I think this is something I do very naturally. But then when you're in a country such as Nigeria and you're very vulnerable and things are very open. When my kids were younger, I didn't care much because I could control their movements, I could control everything about them. But when they got older, I had to re-strategize because I can't control where they go. I can't protect them as much as, you know, and I don't want my kids to fall victim for choices that I have made. I don't care for my life. That's the truth. I really don't. My husband finds it very weird, but I just don't. I'm selfless like that. But I care for them, and I care for other people. I don't want them to suffer for my decisions, like I said earlier. So when, especially ENDSARS happened, with all the backlash and all the, because a lot of what I said was misunderstood, and then there were a lot of, it was just weird. I'm used to death threats. Don't get me wrong. Look, you have
received death threats
many times before.
Because I remember that you're one of the first public figures that, you know, publicly protested under the Enough is Enough umbrella. You know,
we went to Abuja and we faced guns.
You faced guns, so I remember that vividly. So are you saying that in the course of those protests you received death threats?
Oh yeah. Yeah, but it wasn't, you know, it wasn't anything that fazed me. And I also work with the UN. I mean, my husband was flying for Shell, and I went with Amnesty International, not even UN, with Amnesty International to London to go fight Peter Vossa at the time, who was the CEO of Shell. And my husband was flying for Shell, you know, with, I think it was Aero Contractors or something, I'm not sure, with Bristol or something. You know, so this is how much of my work, and my husband supported me. He was like, if you have to do that, you have to, but know that we might be out of job soon, so, you know, so that part was there. But, you know, my point is this. I've always done what I needed to do, whatever my conscience told me I needed to do. I've also fought with Amnesty International for the Niger Delta degradation and all of that stuff. We've gone with the UN to countries like Liberia. I mean, I worked with Ellen Sterling Johnson the first time she became the first female president in Africa. I was the first person that walked her on the streets. So I've done dangerous things in you know, Sierra Leone and all of that stuff. And I've faced hardship and serious situations, but I've never seen anything like during ENDSARS. It was intense. The attack was very personal. it was my kids started getting death threats.
Wow.
Yeah, my kids started getting death threats. It was weird because I was part of ENDSARS. I was on the streets in ENDSARS. I was doing international advocacy in ENDSARS. I talked to CNN, I spoke with CBN, even CBN carried that. Yeah. I was working with a lot of NGOs internationally. I was consulting with some embassies that I don't even want to talk about on air here. I was in a lot of work, you know, and all of that stuff. And they turned all of that on me.
Wow.
You know, and so when people now started visiting my home, yeah, people started physically coming to my place of work and my home, my old home, not my new one, to look for me. I knew at that time, you know, I needed to worry about other people and not just me.
And not just yourself.
And so it became very clear at that time that I needed to re-strategize. And so instead of doing physical activism, I moved to advocacy.
Advocacy.
Which is just as powerful, just not on the streets.
Okay. We can go on and on to talk about
Yeah, I love this topic, you know, so let's...
But let's get back to film. Let's get back to Nollywood.
Yeah.
You've had 30 amazing years.
Right.
And the way I'm looking at you, you have 50 more.
Get it on.
It's going to be a long one, right?
Yeah.
How have you been able to maintain, first, the credibility that you have? There are certain stereotypes that come with being a woman in such an industry, you know. You have been married for the longest time, but you've been able to maintain your credibility, you've been able to maintain your power, and you've been able to sustain within 30 years. What are those secrets? So the girl child watching right now, what are those secrets that you have that allowed you to put your foot down to do things the right way?
Thank you for that question. First, this is also my 30 years anniversary, my marriage anniversary.
Oh, congratulations.
So, thank you. There's a lot of celebration for me this year. Straight to your question, to the girl child watching me, I'll say know who you are first. I always say something. I'll say don't do anything when you're not known that might come back and haunt you when you become known. You know, when we're young and around, we get a little bit careless because nobody knows us and we're wild. They say, oh, you know, when you're young, do it all. No, don't. That's the worst advice. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do drugs. Don't do unnecessary partying. Don't put yourself in situations where, you know, you could be vulnerable or you cannot explain why you're there. Don't take any stupid pictures and send to nobody. Anyone who asks you for pictures of you hates you, period. They hate you. They want to blackmail you sometime in future. Don't do it. And even if they don't, it could, you know, just leak or something.
Right.
So don't do anything compromising that puts yourself or you in any situation that, you know, could embarrass you, and so many other things. But I would say also find God. You know, I mean, I gave my life to Christ at the age of 15, and I think that's been my biggest anchor. Because I did that, so many other things was in perspective for me. So for me, it's that I always check everything with that. You know, so if you have God in your life and you have that strong, that's my foundation, you see. So no matter what comes around, whether good, bad, positive, negative, whatever it is, I'm anchored in that. And I always find my way back to that. And that's also my energy. So once you have that, you have some kind of direction. Then on your own part, apart from God, on your own part, be disciplined.
Right.
Be very disciplined. It's not really that difficult. People think it's difficult to be disciplined, but it's like a muscle. The more you get disciplined, the more you realize some things just don't interest you.
Right.
Naturally.
Right. Yeah. So speaking about discipline, you know, we've had a conversation before. I mean, there has been a conversation online as to the concept of young, talented actresses that want to grow, and they are now in situations whereby perhaps the director or the producer is now making certain demands. Oh, sex for roles. It's a big conversation, especially for a lot of young actresses that are unknown. You know, the talent is there, but some of these people would say, oh, you have to do this to get this. So in such a situation, what would you advise that, you know, young actress to do? Does that still exist? I don't think so. Maybe back in the days, but not now. Definitely not internationally anymore. That doesn't happen anymore because you can sue them, okay? That's harassment or sexual, you know. Right. But in Nigeria, I mean, where we don't have such strong rules or laws or anything, the industry, the most powerful people in this industry, in Nollywood, are women. You have no excuse, actually. I'm sorry. If you find yourself in that position, it's one of two things. I mean, I'm not saying that some men are not
indisciplined or just, but just walk away. Number one, don't put yourself in any situation where you will be alone with this person. If they tell you, come to my house for audition or come to my office alone. I never went for any audition when I was coming up alone. I always had a friend with me. Make sure you have someone with you. And, some girls like to also deceive themselves. When a man tells you, come and meet me in this, but there's something fishy about this. But then you want to tell yourself, maybe just, no, there's no maybe. Don't go, period. Don't go. Don't even take a friend with you. Don't go, period. If it's an audition, it will be open. It will be, something everybody else knows about. It will be a place where everybody knows and stuff like that. If anybody tries to harass you, tell other people in the industry. Our industry is so beautiful now that everybody knows everybody to some extent.
Yeah.
Tell somebody else, because the problem with this sort of things is it thrives in secrecy, you see. So when you are intimidated or you are afraid to speak up, then those people thrive. But when you expose them and you embarrass them, then at least somebody else knows that this person's a predator or something like that. And then at least if you don't, you save somebody else, if you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So report it to someone, walk away as soon as you can, and don't put yourself in any bad situation. But then again, maybe if you're someone who faces that all the time, just go for the women. There's so many women producers and directors, and you'll be fine.
Oh,
and make sure you're good too, so that you're not begging people to put you in productions.
Right, right. Okay, let's talk about your film, because we're running out of time. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Mothers Love.
Mothers Love, the movie.
The movie has just been selected for the Pan-African
the Pan-African Film Festival.
In Los Angeles.
Yes, official selection.
Official
Thank you.
selection.
Yes.
That's amazing.
It is.
And we haven't even started the cinema runs.
We have actually. Our first cinema was at. We haven't started cinema runs.
March.
I'm going ahead of myself.
It's fine.
No, we haven't. So that's March 6th.
Yes.
That's when we start our cinema runs. Yeah. So well, I'm looking forward to that. We've done a few festivals, very strong festivals, for a movie that I didn't think was going to amount to anything. I've always said that.
Why?
Yeah, because I didn't plan for this film. I came on vacation, and this amazing human being called Ruth Kaderi got into my head to just shoot something, And I was so scared because I knew I didn't do pre-production, which is the most important part of a film or filmmaking. But I did it afraid. I tried it anyway, and when I was done with the project, people just started giving me mind. And they were like, it's beautiful, and little by little, we started doing things, and we're here. We went to Toronto International Film Festival.
Amazing. That's even the trailer currently showing.
It's our first teaser, actually. Our official trailer is not out yet.
Okay.
But that's our first teaser. Yeah, so we opened and showed at the Toronto International Film Festival to great acclaim, and it was beautiful. Then we went to the Silicon Valley Film Festival, and we got an award from Dubai Film Festival, and now we're going to Pan-African Film Festival. It's been a wonderful journey. And this movie, I have to say here, has a business in it. We have an app that we're going to be launching. Oh. Yes, a food app.
Interesting.
And it's the first of its kind anywhere in the world. Yeah.
Okay.
Right now, it's almost being adapted even in Los Angeles. We're in talks with a big company right now. It doesn't exist anywhere in the world, this food app. Trust me. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing coming out from this movie.
Yeah, I know this wasn't easy. There were lots of challenges. Can you tell us a bit about those challenges?
There are always, even till now, I'm still facing challenges. Like I told my crew, I said, I wasn't informed. It's out of my comfort zone. Like I said, it's my first time shooting a movie. I've never shot a movie in my life. 31 years in the industry. You'll be like, oh my God, that's why? But I just never felt the need to. So I'm not used to canvassing for anything. I'm the one being canvassed, yes. To do stuff, and I just do it, and I help people. I own people's movies because I promote them so much, the way I know how to, that people know these films and think they're mine, but they're not my movies. I've never shot a movie before. This is my first film, you see. And so, but with this one came a lot of challenges, because now I'm having to call people, which people think I'm like very outgoing, but I'm not. I'm a very shy person, So now I'm having to call people. I'm having to, come on, help me, come on. It's so weird. It's very challenging to me. That might not be somebody else's challenge, but there's so many things that are challenging for me.
I guess now you can, how does it make you feel?
Respect, okay?
How do you now perceive the producers you've worked with in the past?
Okay, hello, I respect you. How about that? I respect you. It's not easy at all. And, I don't even want to think about the financial aspect, because when you do think about the numbers, they don't add up. And then you get discouraged. I don't know how these guys are doing it.
Right.
I don't know, maybe there's some kind of money that is going in and out of this thing because the match is not matching yet. But for me, this is a gift, okay? So mother's love is a gift to families, to mothers, to daughters. Please own it. This is my own, that's the only way my brain can phantom this, so I can do everything I want to do. I don't even think about the money. For me, it's not about commerciality.
But do you have a projection for the box office?
I don't. I really don't want to even think about it. That's the business of the distributor. I've always told them if anything comes back, for me, it's a plus. It's the icing on the cake. The cake for me is that 30 years into my career, I get to give this gift to my fans. All right? The way I want to do it. All my life, I've always worked with other people. I've given them a part of my brain. For the first time, I am using my brain, not my face, not my body, to express myself. So this is my creativity. This is everything. Everything here is me. I did the production, I did the design, I did everything, production, design, everything. So I was in this, and it was hell when I was doing it. We shot in Banana Island, we shot in Makoko. I'm on boats, I'm shooting, I'm directing, I'm sitting on the boats with everybody. It was a lot. I felt ill. I had a surgery in the middle of this. I was rushed into surgery last year.
Wow.
So I've gone through hell. So for me, this is a labor of love. And that's the way I want to perceive it. If anything great comes out of it, then thank God for that. But please, with all families, go out and see this movie. And if you don't like it, like Americans say, I would maybe give you your money back. Please don't hold me to that.
Maybe.
But I'm sure you will love it. Yeah, it's a maybe.
Amazing.
Because this is Nigeria.
I know. So as a creative force, and now the latest producer, are there certain stories that you feel like we're still afraid to tell?
Afraid?
Yes.
I think Nigerians are very ballsy to start with. So I don't think we're afraid to tell any story. I think the problem is we don't have finance. We don't have money. We don't have enough investment. So naturally, it seems to be fear because you don't want to do stuff and then look, funny doing it, like you're not doing it right, So I'll say, we've not gone into serious action films. We've been doing it on the low scale and stuff because it's very capital intensive.
Right.
We've not really tackled, for example, I don't know if I should say it here, but whatever. The hijack story. I have been doing that story. I think I was the first person that got that story. I had been working on that story I've been working on it for the past 7 years. And everybody knew I was working on that story. I have the rights to that story, okay? And now it's been shot by my friend or whatever, but I had been working on that story even before he shot it. Even when he went to meet the family, he told him, Omotola has the right to this story. She's been working on it. But I won't shoot it until I have the right finance to shoot it because I know what it takes to shoot such a story. Kudos to them for what they've done. You can do a true life story from many angles. The 9/11 story, has been shot by different producers and different directors, So you can have like the hijack story, which is a very unique story. You can have like 10 versions of that. My version is coming. I'm still waiting for the money. So if you're out there, you have good money, you want international acclaim, you are interested in Nigeria being on the global scene, the way now we have South Korea taking over the world. I'm your person. Reach out to me. I'm serious. I'm not going to eat your money, okay? I'm not very rich, but I have integrity. And all of that stuff. Please, let's do great work. It's not just for me. For me, it's about legacy. Let's put Nigeria on the map.
Amazing. Speaking about Nigeria, 2027 elections are coming. A lot of people are skeptical about what the outcome would be. So if you were to advise Nigerians, what would you tell them? Also, factoring in the fact that the Senate has refused to pass the electoral bill, particularly the real-time electronic transmission of the results. And people want to go on the streets to protest. What do you make of the entire situation?
Is there anything I can say that we haven't already said? It's unfortunate that we're still where we are now because we're a very blessed nation. We have everything that every other nation wants, needs, and is clamoring for, sometimes even buying, intimidating others for. We have it in excess. I wish that our people, our leaders, and it upsets me when I hear, Nigerians are the problem, not the leaders. Are you kidding me? Every nation can become very bad or terrible if they don't have laws, if it was lawless. what keeps any human being, even America can be the most lawless country, okay, if there were no laws or enforcement. What keeps any nation sane or in order is laws and enforcement, and it starts from the top. So my prayer for Nigeria is that we actually get and find leaders who are selfless and who are, you see, until we find leaders in Nigeria who are ready to die for this country. We've not started. You see all these people coming saying, oh, you know, I want to help Nigeria, I love Nigeria, I was poor, I did not have one shoe. It's all lies. They don't care. When you see a leader who is saying, I am ready to die, someone like a Jerry Rawlings, okay, who's ready to put his life on the line, knows, I'm going to do stuff, but at the end of the day, I might be taken out too. Until we find those people or that person, we haven't started in Nigeria yet. We need a leader who is going to come out and say, I know I will die on this stuff, and I'm ready. But you see, I'm going to take a lot of people with me. I'm going to clean this nation. I'm going to be the sacrifice. We are at that point. We actually need that. We need that. We need someone who's ready to grind and take it all in. I'm not saying violence, you know. Right. It's not about, but it's a mindset. You can't be afraid. Right. You can't be, and you can't be materialistic. You can't be, you know, Nigeria is strong. It's a strong country. So going into 2027, I wish as well. Yeah. I pray to God that tribalism will not be. It's sad. That's for those of us that live in the diaspora now. You know, we're seeing all these things about racism, and you know, we're talking about all of that. You know, and so it's awful when you come back home and people are doing tribalism. Like, are you kidding me? Do you know that there are bigger issues? You know, it's sad. So I mean, I hope that tribalism will not be on the table in this election, because I witnessed the last election. I flew back to do that election, and a lot of people who were in my polling unit know what I did. I just don't put things online. But they know that I was threatened because I stood for some people. And I said, these people, because they were chasing them. And I said they would cast their vote. And anything that will happen here will happen here. And then I was told, you know, I need to leave because things were planned against me. I'm not leaving. Whatever's going to happen. So in your polling unit, there was voter suppression? Yes, there was. And I have proof. And the voter suppression was based on tribe? Tribe, yeah. So I pray to God that we don't have that this time. We don't need it. Convince people, you know, and let them do whatever they want to do. If we keep oppressing anybody and everything, we will only keep angering people from. You can't change people's mind, and you cannot change human beings. You can't suppress a human being. Yeah. You're only going to suppress them along for them to get angry and revolt. What is your point then? You know, but if you convince them, if you palliate them, if you whatever, some way you can find a way or ways to work together. Yeah. And I think we're all valuable. I think Nigeria is a beautiful country. We all bring different things to the table. Right. I'm Hausa because I schooled in the north. I schooled in Kaduna, so I identify with that. I'm half Igbo because my husband is half Igbo, so I identify with that. Plus, I shot a lot of movies in the East. So I mean, I have an Igbo name anyway. And so I'm Yoruba because, you know, I was born and my parents are from here. Yeah. So I'm a true Nigerian, and I love every part of this country. I hope that we can all get together and love one another and just help this country to thrive. We're better than Dubai. We really are, if we're serious. And we're better than China. Have you gone to Aba? I did a lot of work in Aba. Those guys are good. Aba made is really good. It's really good. We need to be Nigerian. I don't have to be Igbo to even advertise what, you know, Aba people are doing. All right. You know. All right. Look at Innocent. I'm not trying to plug anybody. I don't even know these people. But it's Nigerian. And we need to be proud of these things. And we need to go hard for Nigeria. I agree. I agree. Thank you so very much. Please go watch Mother's Love. I was about to say that Mother's Love coming out 6th of March. 6th of March. Everybody can watch it. If you have a TikTok dance that we need to do for please dance for me. There's a new hashtag now for me. Okay. Yes, dance for help Omotola dance. Or I don't know whatever that thing is. Help me. Help my life. Help me. Okay. So yes, we're going to do all the dance and we're going to promote the film. But yeah, please, thank you so much for coming on to the show, and you all should go watch out. You all should go watch Mother's Love. Mother's Love. In the cinemas, 6th of March. 6th of March, nationwide. Thank you very much. We're out of time.